Good morning to all of you. I welcome all of you in this particular uh, construction technology. In today's lecture, we are going to start our fourth module. So let me begin by sharing the module 4 with all of you. Basically, the module 4 is based upon the prefabricated constructions. Okay. So what is prefabricated constructions? Then their advantages and certain techniques we have to use for the prefabrication constructions. So I am going to share with all of you. The sharing problem is there. Yes, can you see the slide? Hello? Ujwani?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in today's lecture, we are going to start the module number 4. Okay. So we have already completed module 1, 2 and 3. From today's lecture, we are going to start module number 4. Okay. So in case of the module number 4, we required 8 lectures. Now if you see the syllabus in case of the module number 4, this is particularly based upon the prefabricated constructions. Then the relative economy. So always we should talk about the economy. So your any type of the structure should be durable, serviceable. Serviceable means it do the service up to its design life. For example, if you construct a dam, so the design life of the dam is 100 years. So it serve up to its 100-year life without any failures. For example, if you construct a residential building, so for 50 years, so without any failure, it sustain whatever may be the things, means whatever may be the life of the structure, it survive it's up to design life. So we should keep in our mind the first article, that is the relative economy in case of the prefabricated constructions. Then steel constructions is there, prefabricated steel constructions, then planning and field operations, then erection equipment. Then we also require certain cranes of various types such as tower, crawler, then lifting jeep, tower crane, then floating and dredging equipment. So these are the syllabus in case of the module number 4. Basically, we are going to learn the prefabricated constructions in case of the residential building. Okay. So while prefabricated of any types of the structures, okay, we should keep into our mind certain things. So we will look all the concept regarding about the today's lecture. Okay. So in this slide I am going to preamble the today's lecture. So what do you mean by the prefabrication? So what are the various methods of the prefabrications and how to prefabricate the constructions we will see in incoming slides. Okay, so prefabrications is the practice of assembling the members of a structure in a factory or other manufacturing site, and we have to transport all the complete assembly or the sub assembly to the construction site where the structure is to be located. Okay, so as per as concerned with the prefabrication, prefabrication means what? For example, in case of the building structures, okay, for example, the industrial building is there, then residential or commercial or any types of the structure if you want to construct. First, we need to prefabricate in the industry. Okay, for example, in case of the building structure, we required 5 components: beam, column footing, then beam, slab, staircase. Okay, so all these component of the these structural component is already prefabricated in the factory, and then as per our design calculation, or as per our the architectural point of view, whatever may be the design which will be there, we have to cast all the component of a particular building in the factory itself, and then we have to transport with the help of the transportation vehicles. Okay, and we need to bring at the site, and with the help of certain equipment, that is the jeep crane, or in this picture if you see here, these are the prefabricated panels. Okay, so if you want to construct a certain a very large length of the wall. Okay, so with the help of prefabricated constructions, or prefabricated means what, we can already constructed as per your demand. Okay, in the factory itself, and then we need to bring on the site, and we need to assemble on the site. So the most important advantages regarding, we can save the materials, we can save the time, we can save the cost, and as far as concerned with the prefabrication constructions, the total cost of the construction or for the project will be minimized, because if you look for any type of the construction, our main objective is that the total cost of the construction should be minimum, and the total benefit of the construction should be maximum. So, but to satisfy these two main objective of any project, we should keep in our mind certain constraint. Okay, so constraint means what? The locally available material, then locally available labors, then locally available supervisors, then locally available machineries. If you hire such things, then ultimately the total cost of the construction will be minimum. So as far as concerned with the prefabrication constructions, we need to construct these panels, whatever may be the things which is required to construct a particular project. We need to cast as per the specifications, and then we need to transport, and we need to assemble. Okay, so it is a combination of good design with modern high performance component and the quality control manufacturing procedures. Then prefabricated section are produced in large quantity in a factory, then shipped to various construction site. So the fabrication will be done in two stages. Okay, the manufacturing at factory condition, and erection of component at the required location. So as per our demand, as per our project plan. Okay, so we need to give the certain dimension in the to the factory. So in the factory, all the component will be fabricated, and as per your demand, all the component will be manufactured in the industry itself, and then we need to transport, and we need to erection of all the component at the required location. But the main limitations of such prefabrication construction is that we need the skill labor. Okay, so to fix the prefabricated assembly, we need to the skill labor with greater care, because while assembling this part on a particular site, if there will be a joint. Okay, so what type of joint we have to do in case of the beam to column connections or slab to beam connections or the staircase connections. Okay, so we need the skilled labors. That is the main limitations of the prefabrication constructions. Now look at the another important things related to the prefabrication constructions. So as far as concerned with the stages or the steps, we should follow the main three steps. Okay, so manufacturing the component uh, off-site, that is in the factory or in the workshop. Then we need to transport with the help of vehicles, transportation vehicles on the site, and then we need to assemble at the required positions. Okay, so off-site fabrication will be there, then transport to the site, and then we need to assemble. So these are the three stages we should follow in case of the prefabrication constructions. Okay, now look at this particular pictures here. These are the you can say the factory. Okay, these are the industry, and all the components including the column footing, then the beams, then slab, all these are the prefabricated, means all these components are already casted in the factory or industry, and then the transportation will be there, and as per the plan we need to erect at the properly positions with the help of certain cranes. Okay, so we need again certain equipment to assemble at a particular location. We need skilled labors. So such a huge kind of work we can complete within 1 month. Okay, or within certain days. So as far as concerned with the economy, because how you can achieve the economy, because the wastage of the material is minimized, because all fabrication will be happen in case of the industry or the factory. So the wastage of material will be minimum. Okay, and then the smoothness and the roughness as per the demand of the constructions is good as per your construction point of view. Okay, so such construction we can do within 1 month or less than 1 month. Okay, so we can save the time. That is the main advantages regarding about the prefabrication construction. Then the stages in the prefabrication constructions, first one is casting, then we need curing, then we need transportation, and then erections. Okay, so as per as concerned with the casting, the precast component are casted with cement concrete in modules, okay, of required shape and size. So as per the design, okay, as per the design philosophy, means design of beam, slab, column footing. So you need to give the dimensions, or you need to supply the drawing in the industry or the factory, and according to that we need to cast the whatever may be the component if you want to fabricate in the industry. So you need to give the required drawing, then as per that drawing the casting will be there. The vibrator is used remove any honeycombing inside the concrete. So while casting the component, the vibrator is used to remove any air voids while casting the components. Then as far as concerned with the second stage in the prefabrication constructions, that is the curing. Okay, so the casted component are released from the module after 24 hours of casting, and then transported to the curing tank. Okay, certain special equipment like railway sleepers where high strength is required are then we need steam curing. Okay, so as far as concerned with the railway sleepers, we require the high strength, then the steam curing we can do as far as concerned with the railway sleepers. Then the third stages in case of the prefabrication construction is the transportations. Okay, so after curing is done, the component are transported to the site with heavy trucks. Okay, so while transportation, the main a problem you will facing, that is the traffic problems. As far as concerned with the Indian road conditions, okay, if you see there will be a mixed traffic, okay. So care should be taken while transportation, because we need to transport all the component on the site with greater care, and because all the parts are very heavy and we require truck, okay, heavy truck or heavy lorries to transport all these particular component at the site. So the traffic problem will be there. Then the fourth stage in case of the prefabrication construction is erections, okay. Erection will be done using crane with skilled labor force, okay. So whatever may be the assembly, if you want to erect on the site with the help of different types of the crane, we need to assemble, and we require the skilled labor to erect. Then if you see another important you can say the point as far as concerned with the prefabrication construction. So look at the advantages of prefabrication construction. As self-supporting ready-made component are used, the need for formwork, shuttering and this scaffolding is greatly reduced, okay, because this is not casted on the site, this is casted in the factory, okay. So we required less formwork, shuttering and the scaffolding. Then construction time is reduced. For example, the if you cast on site, okay, as per usual construction, then ultimately the construction time is very large, or it require more time to erect or the completions of the project. But as far as concerned with the prefabrication, the construction time is reduced. Then the third advantages is on-site construction and the congestion is minimized, okay. So on the as far as concerned with the usual, our usual constructions, we require number of laborers, so there will be a congestion, there will be a chances of accident. So this will minimize in case of the prefabrication constructions. Then quality control can be easier in the factory assembly line setting than a construction site setting, okay. So as far as concerned with the quality control, so quality we can achieve better as far as concerned with the prefabrication construction. Then another most important advantages is that the cost of labor, power, material, space and overhead are lower as compared to the usual constructions. Then time spent in bad weather or hazardous environment at the construction site is minimized. So as usual construction on the site construction, for example, in case of the monsoon season, if the rainfall will be there, so we require to stop the work. But in case of the prefabrication construction, all the component is already manufactured in the site, so there is no any you can say the effect of the weather on the construction. You can do the construction in rainfall rainy seasons also. So that is the most advantages of the prefabrication construction. Then amount of waste can be minimized and correct shape and dimension and sharp edges are maintained. Then possibility of alteration and reuse, okay. So the if is there any alteration will be there in the design, we can alter and we can reuse by remolding, okay. So these are the advantages of prefabrication constructions. Now move to the further, that is the, it has certain disadvantage, okay. So the first disadvantages of the prefabrication construction is that careful handling of prefabricated component is required. So the care should be taken while handling the prefabricated component on the site. Then attention has to be paid to the strength and the corrosion resistance of the joining of prefabricated sections to avoid failure of the joint. So as far as concerned with the beam to column joint or the slab to beam joint, so care should be taken to fix all the joint properly to avoid the failure. So we required the skill manpower, skill labor. Okay, so these are the limitation or disadvantages of the prefabrication construction. So the leakage can from at a joint in prefabricated component. So, as far as concerned with the prefabricated construction, if certain carelessness is done in case of the joint, so there will be a possibility of the leakage of water. So that is another disadvantages. Then large prefabricated section require heavy duty crane and precision measurement and handling to the place in position. So if the large prefabricated construction, if you want to transport from factory to the site, okay, so we require the heavy duty, you can say the lorry to transport all this lorry or truck on the site, and then for assembly purpose on the site we require the heavy duty cranes. So the handling is the main limitations of the prefabricated constructions. Then high transport cost will be there, the need of erection equipment, then skill labor and supervision is the limitations of the as far as concerned with the prefabricated construction. So these are the some of the limitation, or you can say the disadvantages of the prefabricated constructions. Then as far as concerned with the application point of view, see the constructions of apartment block, house development, office block, then warehouse and the factory buildings. Okay, we can use such prefabricated constructions in case of the bridge element. Okay, we can directly cast the bridge deck in the factory, and we can construct a bridge also. Then radio tower for mobile phone and other service often consist of multiple fabricated sections. Then modern lattice towers and granite mats are also commonly assembled of prefabricated construction. So these are the main area where we can do the prefabricated construction. But this is not limited. Whenever there is a civil engineering work, we can go for this type of the advanced construction technology, that is the prefabricated constructions. Then we came across with the material use. Okay, so in case of the prefabricated constructions, these are the material we are going to use to cast the any types of the element. Okay, so we need the concrete, we need steel, good quality steel, good quality concrete, then treated wood, aluminum, lightweight concrete and ceramic product, etc. So these are the main material we are going to use to prefabricated constructions. But these material are not limited. We can use any types of the admixture, silica fume, okay, to increase the strength of the concrete, or flash. Okay, so certain combination you can use, but these are the major, you can say, the material we are going to use in case of the prefabricated constructions. But these material are not limited. Then as far as concerned with the classification point of view, so classification of prefabrication constructions, so these are the classifications, that is the small prefabrication, then medium prefabrication, then large prefabrication, then partial prefabrication, then open system prefabrication, then closed system prefabrication, then total prefabrication, then cast inside prefabrication, and last one is offsite prefabrication. So these are the classification of prefabrication constructions. Okay, so as far as concerned with the standardizations, okay, so any type of the work, it has its own standardizations. So as far as concerned with the prefabrication constructions, we need the standardizations. So standardization is the repeated production of the standard sizes or the layout of component or the complete structure. So prefabrication is the offsite production of standardized or customized component or the complete structures. Okay, so we need the more attention regarding about the standardizations of the prefabricated constructions. Then as far as concerned with the planned fabrications, okay, so all we need the fabrication process in the plant or in the factory. So it is done at a permanent plant or factory established particularly for this purpose. So it is appropriate for mass production, and production takes place throughout the year. Okay. So we need a the factory or the industry or the plant fabrications. So these are the advantages of the factory or plant fabrication. As far as concerned with the advantages, no interruption due to the bad weather, rain or outer temperature. So if there is a increase or decrease in any weather parameters such as rainfall, temperature, maximum temperature, minimum temperature, so or the wind velocity, so there is no any problem for casting of the prefabrication element in the industry, because we can cast in the close, you can say, in the industry. Okay. So these are the most good advantages as far as concerned with the plant fabrication. Then constant team of workmen run like as a factory. Then good quality as material have similar properties and fully equipped. So these are the advantages of plant fabrication. Then it has only the disadvantages is that transportation cost is high, dimensions of the member must be held with a limit. So these are the disadvantages of the plant fabrications. Okay. So move to the another sections of the you can say the prefabrication construction. So specific requirement for prefabrication plant. Okay. So plant divided into three component parts. Okay. So as far as concerned with the plant, we require the plant. So as far as concerned with the ready mix concrete. Okay. So such a type of the plant we required. So the plant divide into three parts, that is the plant, concrete plant, then manufacturing place and the storing area. So these three components are the main key of the prefabrication plant. The workmanship for reinforcing is attached to the prefabrication plant. Auxiliary workshop should be located on the side of manufacturing plant. Okay. Again, we need storing of the material, so we require the workshop. The magnitude of the plant depends upon the quality of material and the kind of material to be used and the material transportations. Okay. So these are the, you can say, the specific requirement of prefabrication plant. Then move to the another important video I am going to share with all of you. Video is shared with the help of, I am going to share with the help of the sound. So I am going to share this video. Now see, this is very important regarding about the prefabrication constructions.
With demand for luxury residential apartments in Manhattan increasing, and a severe lack of land available for development, we've seen the rise of super slender skyscrapers across the city skyline. While this trend originated and first became identifiable in New York through structures like 432 Park Avenue and 53 West 53rd Street, the phenomenon is no longer limited to the city and is beginning to have global repercussions. Around the world, developers are now striving to maximize floor areas and value from small sites by employing the super slender high-rise technique. But while such an approach does improve return on investment, the limited site access and additional engineering associated with building these towers makes them much more expensive to develop. Now in Australia, contractor Hickory Group have pioneered a construction method that uses prefabricated modules to improve quality, streamline the building process, and reduce overall construction costs. While the projects using this method have so far been modest in comparison to the super tall giants of New York City, Hickory are about to take their prefabricated building method to new heights in the form of Australia's most slender skyscraper, the 60-storey Collins House in Melbourne. Collins House is located in the heart of Melbourne on the city's prestigious Collins Street. Famed for its historic streetscape and home to some of the country's tallest buildings, Collins Street and Melbourne as a whole is in the midst of a high-rise building boom, the likes of which Australia has never seen. With soaring demand for high-rise living and commercial vacancies at an all-time low, at least 20 skyscrapers are currently under construction, including the city's tallest building, the 317-metre Australia 108. The demand has driven land values to record highs, with a modest site just a block from Collins House recently selling for over 140 million Australian dollars. Now, developers are pushing engineering to the extreme in order to make the most of the small parcels of land they are able to acquire. The Collins House site is a mere 12.5 metres wide. Fronting the bustling Collins Street, and with occupied commercial buildings on either side, developers' golden age had no choice but to build upward in order to maximise floor area. As part of the development, air rights were purchased from an adjoining building along the eastern boundary, allowing architects Bates Smart to design a 4.5-metre cantilever over the neighbouring property and increase the size of each floor by some 35% from the 14th storey upwards. With only one access point to the site, manoeuvring plant, materials and other equipment during construction was always going to be a struggle. While the first 14 stories of the tower are constructed from concrete, Hickory's prefabricated structural units form the remainder of the skyscraper's height. The use of prefabricated techniques has had a remarkable impact on the quality, speed, and level of safety on the Collins House scheme. With the majority of components assembled off-site and craned into place within an hour of delivery, the project's programme has been reduced by 30%. These prefabricated modules also reduce the extent of external safety screens and barriers required, as the building is enclosed once the module is in place. Being assembled off-site under controlled factory conditions allowed the modules to be inspected and any defects rectified prior to delivery, drastically improving the quality of the finished product and further reducing downtime on site. Offering 271 luxury apartments across its 60 floors, as well as a host of residential amenities, Hickory's modular system provided a more flexible floor plate that can be adapted across the levels, depending on the intended use of each space. Currently rising toward its 190-metre total height, Collins House will become one of the tallest prefabricated buildings in the world when it completes in 2019. While Collins House is some way off the 426-metre height of New York's 432 Park Avenue, the slenderness ratio of the two structures is almost the same, at 1:16 and 1:15 respectively, making Collins House a powerful case study for the prefabrication of other super slender towers around the world. With developers and contractors constantly searching for new ways to reduce building costs, keep standards high, and speed up construction, the success of pioneering methods like this, and on a building like Collins House, could set new benchmarks for the industry in the years ahead. If you enjoyed this video and would like to get more from the definitive video channel for construction, subscribe to the B1M.
So as far as concerned with the prefabricated constructions, if you see the main the theme behind this prefabricated construction is that we need to speed up the construction. Okay, we need to economize the constructions, and then the erection will be fast, and then the labor saving will be there. And another thing is that no you can say the assembly of labor on the usual construction, as far as concerned with the usual constructions or the traditional constructions. Okay, so these are the main advantages behind the prefabricated constructions. Any contractor look the objective, that is to maximize the net benefit and to minimize the total cost of the constructions, but we need to search certain limitations. Okay, so as far as concerned with these two objective, any contractor will look such kind of the modern technology to speed up our construction. So this is one of the important modern construction technology, that is the prefabricated constructions. Okay, now let me move ahead to the next you can say the step. The dimensions of the storing area depends upon the size of the member and the number of members going to be stored. So area of manufacturing plant depends upon the number of modules and the communication area. So entire area of the manufacturing and the concrete plant laid by 8 to 10 centimeter thick concrete pavement, and the storing area should be level and no need of the concrete. The manufacturing and storing plant should be equipped with the crane. As far as concerned with the manufacturing plant, the distance between the two module should not be less than 1.2 meter in the longitudinal and 0.50 meter in the transfer direction, that is the vertical direction. So in case of the storage distance between two members should not be less than 80 centimeter in the longitudinal direction, that is the horizontal, and 20 centimeter in the transverse, that is the vertical direction. So these are the things we should keep in mind while casting the prefabricated members in the factory. Okay, so as far as concern again prefabricated building components. So the following are the prefabricated building component we can cast with the help of the prefabrication construction technology.
Pathan sir.
Yes.
So I required 2 minutes of your lecture, sir. Please.
Yes.
I want
Yes.
to interact with the student.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, sir. So all the final year students, I am here, Dr. S.D. Shinde. I want to interact with you regarding today. There is a mock test. This is arranged by Pardeshi madam through Get Tutor. So you have to attend, you have to appear for this mock test. This is a instruction to all of you. This is compulsory for final year student. Second thing, as per director sir instruction, we have scheduled mid-sem exam in the first week of November. And third thing, we are arranging this project review within 15 days. So schedule will be declared by Pradesh madam as a project coordinator. These are the information I want to share with you. Second thing, if you have any doubt, you may ask me now. There are 3 notices for you. That was the aim behind this interaction. Second thing, if you want to discuss with me regarding any problem with you or any want to, as per my information, we have allotted guides to all the final year students. Whatever the correction were there, we corrected the things, and we have posted that details list of project group on the WhatsApp group. So you have to start your work. If you have any doubt, again I am asking you, if you have a doubt, you may ask me now.
If anybody is having any problem, please ask at this moment regarding about your mid-sem, okay, or any problems if you have regarding about your project or project guide. So I request all of you, if anybody is having any problem, please discuss right now.
Mid-sem exam will be for 50 marks. And for it will start on 2nd November, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. So in this way, the mid-sem exam will be scheduled, and during that period, lecture will be not conducted by the faculty. So as per director sir instruction, we are keeping whole week for your mid-sem exam. Second thing, project review is very important. There is 100 marks for project. So you have to finalize your title of project under the guidance of your allotted guide. Second thing, you have to finalize your objectives by referring review papers. So you should keep your PPT or report ready during project review. Second thing, as per option given by or suggestion given by final year student, we have arranged mock test for GATE 2020, sorry 2021, and you have to attend. These structural aspects will be available in mock test. Okay. If you have any doubt, again I'm asking, you may interact with me regarding any issue.
Sir, mid-sem will be based on MCQ only?
Yes, MCQs. There will be a 1 mark question, there will be a 2 marks question. It may be short answer question, it may be match the pair, it may be fill in the blanks. Or GATE oriented question will be there.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And syllabus for mid-sem exam for 3 units. So be careful regarding this mid-sem exam. Again, we are scheduling continuous assessment test for practical also. So schedule will be declared within 2 or 3 days. So whatever the marks will be given for practical continuous assessment, under practical continuous assessment, there will be a submission, there will be a marks based on test. So there are 2 aspects are assigned by department. And you should be careful about your project also. Because in next semester, as per Batu syllabus, we have to focus on project. And before that, your work should be finalized. Based on that, marks will be given during term work. Okay, Pathan sir, thank you very much. If you have any doubt, you may ask me after my, you may convey to me after your lecture,
Okay.
sir.
Sir,
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Bola.
sir,
Speak.
for the next semester, do we have option for either internship or project?
No, you may decide your title of project or broad area of project related to industry. But till today, we can't instruct you or guide you towards industrial project, because nowadays we are facing COVID-19 pandemic disease. So at this stage, we can't suggest you go for the industrial project, but you can divert your project work towards industry. We will take permission from director, sir, for that.
Okay, sir.
Now I can't suggest you. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sir,
Ha, bola. You speak.
we were wishing to change our project guidance from Patwari sir to Deshmukh sir.
No.
Because we are still in the
I will
transport
instruct Deshmukh sir. He will work as a co-guide for you. I can't change guide now
Okay.
because I have submitted this detail to director, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Don't go for the changes for the guide or any another requirement. Don't ask for that. You work on your project. You are the owner of your project work. So its guide will be work as a facilitator. He will guide you in a certain condition, certain position. So you have to decide your objective. You have to decide your area of work. So okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
So my input for all of you student is that regarding about your project, first you need to discuss with your guide. Okay. So as far as concerned with the selection point of view, you need to select your topic of the project. Then after deciding your topic of the project, then you need to decide only 4 to 5, maximum 4 objective, and then to select the objective you require certain literature. Okay, so go through the standard literature Springer. You can download the the certain, you can say, the journal papers from that site, Springer or elsewhere. And then with respect to that, you have to decide your object, and you need to again write your the data requirement. Okay, so for and you again require the you can say the methodology. Okay, so these 3 to 4 things if you do within this semester, then the success will be there. Okay, as far as concerned with your project. So first you need to select your topic, then you need to select your objective. For selecting the objective, you need to go through the literature review, and then you select the data which is required, and then methodology, that is it is experimental work or the analytical work, okay, by using certain methods. So such kind of combination will be there. So as far as the early stage point of view, you should contact with your guide. So this is the input regarding about your project. Then we will stop here. If anybody is having any doubt regarding about the today's lecture, I am here. We can discuss. So thank you once again being here in today's lecture.